Welcome everybody to the Southend Guy channel. I'm Adam and I'm back with you 24 hours late, but I'm with you nonetheless. Apologies for this being a late episode. Only reason being was that I was just finalising the edit for St Margaret's Church yesterday, and the conversion process was taking such a long time. I ended up going to bed, so I was asleep by the time it finished. So that's why you're getting this episode tonight. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well, surviving the crappiest January ever. You know, January's crap as it is, but this is probably crappier than most, as we all know. So I hope you're getting through it. Spring will be here before you know it. Hopefully things can get back to some sort of normality. We'll see. Anyway, moving on from that, content-wise, as I just said, the St Margaret's Church episode that I'm just finishing off at the moment, I think that actually takes us into April for material. So we're well covered for content. I've got no fear now that we're going to run out. So that's where we are. Also in the pipeline, as I might have said in a previous episode, a return to Rettendon is on the cards as soon as we possibly can. Hopefully Lee, who did the Steve Niporellis interview, will be joining us. So fingers crossed for that. And also Paranormal Essex will be back with us for that episode as well. So we're going to try and make a big thing of it. And we can hopefully put this to bed once and for all. Because I know there's people that are in the Steve Niporellis camp that his father done it. There's people that are a bit unsure about it. And then obviously there was what we did on the night. Now, given what the content that came through that evening, I was convinced that what we got was pretty kosher. But we're going to try and put that to bed once and for all. Whether we'll get anything or not, I don't know. As I said in previous episodes, I pick the date that is sensitive to whatever happened to a site. So obviously that's why we did it on the 6th of December, because that's when the shooting happened. Whether we'll get anything where we're off that time period, I don't know, but we can but find out. That's all I can say. So yes, that is coming up soon, and hopefully we will do that as a live episode again, as the resident episode that we did in December is coming up on my channel in about 3 weeks' time, I believe. Anyway, so that's just down the road. Content-wise, this week, it will be the Halloween special that we did over at Hadley Castle. If you remember, the week before, I went live at St Andrew's Church where we picked the site, and then the following week at Hadley Castle we went live again. Well, that episode obviously I also recorded for my channel, so that's coming up this Thursday. Okay, moving on. I've got some new equipment, and as some of you may have seen, I misplaced my dowsing rods. A bit of a silly thing to do. The last place I remember having them was the last place I did have them was Shoebury, I know that, and that's where I think I left them because when it come to doing last week's recording, we didn't do any this weekend, primarily because the weather was crap and I had stuff to catch up with. But the previous weekend when we did St Margaret's and then we went to St Peter's on the Wall, I didn't have my dowsing rods, so it was lucky that Tracy had a pendulum and Tina was able to work from that. So we got some great content, which, as I think I went over last week. But anyway, yeah, so my dowsing rods went walkabouts. I did go back to Shoebury on the off chance I might find them, but, you know, that was a pretty full-on hope. So anyway, I've got some new ones here. I'm not going to use them tonight because there's no point, but these are my new ones. Okay, now as you might have noticed, they're actually longer than my previous ones. That was the only downside I had to my previous dowsing rods. I thought that was a little bit too short. Hopefully, with these ones being longer, they'll be easier to watch on the recording. So there should be that bonus. And actually, because there's a little bit more weight to them as well, the responses I get hopefully won't be as susceptible to weather. We can hope. Secondly, what turned up early was my drone. This thing here. I'm not going to take off in here because I'll probably smack myself in the face like I did my first one. But yeah, that was a Chinese special. I hate to say, but yeah, that was from Wish. That was 60 quid. It's got a 4K camera, 3 batteries, other bits and pieces. So I'm just getting to grips with this at the moment. I went for a bit of a test flight on Sunday over Priory Park, and it all seemed to work really well. And it stays up for quite a while, certainly a lot longer than my previous one did. And it is even survived a brief scare with Pretty Brook as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting much more used to that, so I can do some aerial shots. Now they won't quite be as, you know, they won't be quite the same quality that we see with other places. But then, as I pointed out time and again, my budget at the moment certainly is severely limited, so I've got to work with what's available and at the right price. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. As I said, don't forget, Thursday is the Halloween special that we did live, so don't miss that. We will see you then. Take care. Bye bye.